All right, students, today we're going to learn about the concept of tens. So let's begin. The numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all one-digit numbers because there's only one digit to that number. Numbers. All right, then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and so on are going to be two-digit numbers because there's two digits for that whole number. All right, class, so how many digits are in the number 16? Can you tell me how many digits are in that number?
2.
2. Good job, because there's two digits for that whole number. How about the number 4? How many digits are there?
1.
1, because there's one digit for the whole number. Good job. So now that we know the number of digits per number, we can move on to tens and ones. So if I have the number, let's say, 10, 1. Okay, say I put the number 15. The 1 is in the 10 spot and the 5 is in the 1 spot. So, to draw it out with using cubes, I don't have cubes, but we're going to draw them out here. And then we're going to have 5 ones. So here we have one group of tens, and then we have 5 individual cubes. So that makes the number 15. So we have 1 10 and 5 ones. Say we have the number 18. Can someone tell me how I would draw this out? Class, can you tell me that? How we would do this?
1 tens group and 8 little cubes by themselves.
Good job, Sanjay. So here we have 1 10 and 8 ones. Now let's try a little bit trickier number. Let's try the number 22. Can anyone tell me how many tens we would have with this number?
2.
2, because we have a 2 in the tens spot. So then we have, can someone tell me how many ones we have here?
2.
2, because we have a 2 in the 1 spot. So we're going to draw 2 boxes for that one. Alright, now I'm going to put a number. Let's do 17. And each of you will have a whiteboard, but not right now. And you're going to get these little 10 frames that I have. So we're going to do this one together, and I'm going to show you an example. So I'm going to have, so here I have the number 17. So how many tens do I have? 1. And how many ones do I have?
7.
7. So I'll use a marker for this example. So we're just going to fill in 10. So we have one group of 10. This is what this one is. And then we still have 7 left. So we got to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But this 10 frame isn't filled. So these are just ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have one hole. So we have 1, 10, and 7 makes 17. Okay, now let's erase these. Okay, now we're going to do the number 22. But this time, instead of using the marker, I have these magnetic round things we can use, or I have these unicorn erasers, and I'm going to let you choose which type of manipulative you would like to use for when I send you guys off. But for this one, I'm just going to use the little unicorns. So we have 22 as the number. So how many 10s do we have?
2.
2 10s. And how many 1s do we have?
2.
2. Correct. So now how we're going to do this is since we have 2 10s, we have to fill out 2 10 block frames. And I'm going to fill them up with my little unicorns. And since we have the 2 10s here, we still need 2 1s. So I'm going to grab a third one, and I'm just going to put 2 little unicorns in that one. So I have 2 groups of 10, and then I have 2 1s. And then I would write this on your piece of paper. You're going to have to write your problems on a piece of paper. So how you would do that is you are going to write the number 22, and then you're going to say 2 10s and 2 1s. And you'll just write number 1. That's how you're going to write it on your pieces of paper once I send you guys off for this activity. Now, we're going to do one more example here. I'm going to put the number 12. So how many 10s do we have?
1.
1 10, correct. And how many 1s do we have?
2.
2 1s. So now, instead of using the unicorns, if you decided to use the round circles for this activity, I'll show you how you would do that. I'm not going to play with those right now. Okay. So, we have 1 10. You just put these on here. So I have 1 10 frame completely full because we had 1 10. But we still have 2 1s, so we need to grab another 10 frame block. And you're going to put 2. So we have 10. So that's 1 10 and 2 1s, which equals the number 12. So on your paper, if this was your number, you would say, so problem number 2, the number is 12, and we have 1 10 and 2 1s. Now students, I'm going to have you get into groups or partners if you'd like to be, or if you want to be on your own, you sure can.
I'll be on my own.
Okay. And then I'm going to write up on the board 5 numbers, and I want you to do exactly what we just did using the 10 frame blocks, 10 frame things. And then I want you to write it on your, grab a piece of paper and a pencil, and I want you to write it out, just like we did for the last 2 practice problems. All right, so here's your board. And here's some 10 frames. Would you like to use the magnets or the unicorns?
Do the round rigs.
Alright. Okay. Here's a paper and a pencil.
What's the whiteboard for? I thought we were writing down on the paper.
Write it on the, I'd like for you, if you're in a partners, to write it on the board first, and then once you know your answer is correct, then you write it on your paper, because we'll be turning in our paper for grade.
Oh.
Okay, so here I have 5 numbers written out on the board. I want you to solve them, and then when you finish, I want you guys to try to see if you can do this 35. Find the same thing. See if you can figure that one out for a bonus point. All right, so let's begin.
You want me to do all of them?
Yes.
Oh.
Kind of explain what you're doing. Can you explain what you're doing to me?
I am filling up one whole 10 frame right now because 18 has a 1 in the 10 spot.
Good job.
So that's one full rig. Now I will fill in for the 1 spot with 8
Why are you putting 8?
because there's an 8 in the 1 spot.
Good job. During this time, I'd be walking around the room observing the students and seeing if they're understanding what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, now you can move on to 10.
And now I just have 1 10 filled out because there's a 1 in the 10 spot and a 0 in the 1 spot.
Correct. Good job.
Now for 13, 1 10 and 3 1s.
Good job. I'm seeing you're understanding the problem. We're
I
running
sure
short
do.
on time, so
Aw, I was having fun.
I want you guys to come all to the carpet. What did you guys learn today? Can someone tell me what we learned today?
I learned that 18 has 1 10 spot and 8 in the 1s.
Good job. Say I have the number 23. How many 10s do I have? 2. And how many 1s do I have?
3.
Good job. Today in this lesson, the students learn the concept of tens. They use manipulatives and visuals to figure out how many 1s and 10s each number had. I did not have 10 frame blocks, so I used these 10 frames instead, but I think the students really liked using the manipulatives and would enjoy having a choice between the magnets and the unicorn erasers. So yeah, thank you.